How does a forgotten tribe of nomads end up toppling one of history's greatest empires? At the dawn of the 14th century, Anatolia was a land torn apart by chaos. The mighty Seljuk Sultanate had crumbled, leaving behind a patchwork of rival warlords, each desperate for survival. The once glorious Byzantine Empire was barely holding on, its power fading with every passing year. In the midst of this turmoil, a small, overlooked principality began to rise, led by a man whose name few outside his camp even knew. No one could have predicted that this obscure chief and his band of warriors would soon ignite a chain of events that would shake the world to its core. But that's exactly what happened. The collapse of old powers left Anatolia in a state of ruthless competition. The Seljuk Sultanate, once the region's dominant force, had splintered under Mongol invasions, leaving behind a fractured landscape of ambitious Turkish warlords. Each fought for scraps of land, forging and breaking alliances in a desperate bid for survival. Meanwhile, the Byzantine Empire, battered and weakened, clung to its last strongholds, its influence shrinking by the day. Whispers of betrayal and secret deals swirled through the region, as every leader tried to outmaneuver the others. In this brutal environment, only the most cunning and daring could hope to rise above the chaos. But one unlikely contender was about to change everything. Osman, the son of a modest tribal chief, was hardly the figure anyone expected to alter the fate of empires. Yet, while others dismissed him as just another frontier warlord, Osman quietly built his strength. He gathered a loyal band of warriors, men drawn by his courage, charisma, and the promise of something greater. Legends began to swirl around Osman, with some claiming he was guided by a prophetic dream that foretold his destiny to rule. Whether fact or myth, these stories fueled his followers' belief. As Osman launched daring raids against neighboring fortresses, his reputation grew, and so did his ambitions. The seeds of an empire were being sown, even if few recognized it at the time. When Osman's son Orhan took the reins, everything began to change. Orhan wasn't just a warrior, he was a strategist who saw beyond the next battle. Instead of endless raids, he set his sights on building something lasting. The capture of Bursa in 1326 was a turning point. This city, rich in trade and culture, became the heart of a new state. Orhan introduced laws, minted coins, and appointed officials, transforming a loose band of fighters into a real government. Yet, behind the scenes, rumors of rivalry and power struggles simmered, as not everyone welcomed these changes. Still, Orhan's vision pushed the Ottomans from a wandering tribe toward the foundation of an empire. In 1354, fate delivered the Ottomans an unexpected opportunity. A massive earthquake struck the Gallipoli Peninsula, shattering Byzantine defenses and leaving the land in ruins. While others hesitated, the Ottomans moved swiftly, crossing into Europe and seizing the devastated towns. This bold move sent shockwaves through Christian Europe, as few believed the Ottomans would dare to cross the strait. Some even whispered that the timing was too perfect to be mere coincidence, fueling rumors that the Ottomans had somehow orchestrated the chaos. Whatever the truth, this foothold in Europe marked a turning point, setting the stage for a relentless advance into new and unfamiliar territory. As the Ottomans pushed deeper into Europe, their campaigns grew more ruthless and ambitious. Under Murad I, the Ottoman army struck with deadly precision, ambushing a massive Serbian force at the Battle of Maritsa and leaving the river stained with blood. The Balkans, once a patchwork of feuding kingdoms, began to fall one by one. Murad's son, Vezid, known as the Thunderbolt, took the throne and unleashed a new era of conquest. He expanded rapidly into Bulgaria, Serbia, and Greece, crushing resistance with relentless speed. The Janissaries, elite soldiers trained from childhood, became the backbone of the Ottoman war machine. Though rumors swirled about the harsh, Realities behind their loyalty and discipline. Disaster struck when the formidable conqueror Timur swept into Anatolia, catching the Ottomans off guard. At the Battle of Ankara in 1402, Bayezid's forces crumbled as allies defected and confusion spread. Bayezid himself was captured, a humiliation that sent shockwaves through the empire. What followed was a brutal civil war known as the Ottoman Interregnum, where Bayezid's sons turned against each other in a desperate struggle for power. Cities burned, alliances shattered, and for the first time, it seemed the Ottomans might vanish as quickly as they had risen. Whispers of foreign meddling and betrayal only deepened the chaos. Threatening to erase the empire from history. Against all odds, the Ottomans clawed their way back from the brink. After years of brutal infighting, Mehmed I emerged victorious, reuniting the fractured empire and restoring order. He rebuilt the administration, revived trade, and brought stability to lands scarred by war. His son, Murad II, continued this work with relentless determination, reclaiming lost territories and forging a disciplined, battle-hardened state. When a massive crusader army threatened in 1444, Murad crushed them at Varna, then defeated another coalition at the Second Battle of Kosovo. The Ottomans were not just restored, they were stronger than ever, and a new sense of destiny began to take hold. When Mehmed II ascended the throne at just 21, he carried the weight of his ancestors' ambitions. Determined to achieve what others had only dreamed of, he set his sights on Constantinople, the legendary city that had defied conquerors for centuries. In 1453, Mehmed unleashed an army tens of thousands strong, armed with colossal cannons that thundered against the city's ancient walls. For 53 days, the siege raged by land and sea, with the Ottomans displaying relentless ingenuity, even hauling ships over land to outflank the defenders. On May 29th, the walls finally fell. The last Byzantine emperor died fighting, and Constantinople became Istanbul. The new heart of a rising empire. The rise of the Ottomans was nothing short of astonishing. In just over a century, they transformed from obscure border raiders into rulers of a vast empire spanning continents. Was it sheer determination, clever strategy, or simply being in the right place at the right time that fueled their ascent? Some say it was destiny, while others point to the Ottomans' unmatched discipline and ability to seize every opportunity. Even now, historians debate the secrets behind their meteoric rise and the mysteries that still surround their early years. One thing is certain, the story of the Ottomans was only just beginning, and the world would never be the same.